Cars.com is releasing its annual American-Made Index, helping shoppers determine which 2022 vehicles have the greatest impact on the U.S. economy. And this year, the company analyzed some 379 U.S.-built nameplates to arrive at the 95 most American models on the market for 2022. And we have Aaron Bragman, Detroit Bureau Chief at Cars.com, here to discuss how are you?
I'm well. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thanks for being here. So which vehicle topped this year's American-Made Index?
Well, for the second year in a row, it's a Tesla that's topping the list this year. It's the Tesla Model Y, which is their mid-sized SUV. The Tesla Model 3, which was last year's winner, is actually number 2. And at number 3 is actually the Lincoln Corsair, which is kind of a surprise to us. It's moved up from its 64th spot to the 3rd place spot for the 2022 model year.
What does the phrase most American mean, and why should shoppers even care?
The American-Made Index measures a number of different factors to determine basically what is the most American of the American-made cars, meaning what vehicles have the most impact on the national economy. And we look at a number of different factors, from where it's made to who's actually making it, the size of their workforce, what are its parts content, what percentage of its parts come from the United States versus abroad, where do the engines and transmissions come from. All of that data goes into a very large algorithm, and out the other end of it comes a list of vehicles that really we think demonstrate that have the most impact on the American economy.
Are there any new or surprising vehicles on the list?
Well, the biggest surprise for us, I think, was the number 3 spot, the Lincoln Corsair. It's a small, compact luxury SUV made in Kentucky, but it was at number 64 last year until Ford decided to change the source of its engine from Spain to the United States. And now it's ranked at number 3. So that really just goes to show you how much of an impact the components of the vehicles have on where they actually sit in the overall rankings.
Why are foreign automakers on the most American list?
The presence of foreign automakers on the list is actually kind of the reason we started the list 17 years ago. It really just goes to show you that the badge on the hood isn't necessarily a good descriptor of what the impact of that vehicle is on the national economy. There are a number of American branded vehicles that really aren't American made at all and have a high number of imported parts content, but there's a lot of foreign branded vehicles that are actually made in the United States and have a significant impact on the list. We look at Honda. Honda has 4 of the top 10 spots for the 2022 American-made list. And 2/3 of Honda vehicles are actually made in the United States. 2/3 of the vehicles they sell in the United States are actually made in the United States, which is really quite significant. But it shows you that just because it may have a foreign branded badge on it, doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't have a big impact on the United States economy.
How did the chip shortage and pandemic impact the American-Made Index?
We really see the chip shortage impacting things in terms of the kinds of vehicles and the features of the vehicles that the automakers are being able to produce right now. The chip shortage has definitely impacted vehicle production overall, but automakers are still making cars. They're just making them with different features because changing the source of a lot of these chips is not easy to do overnight. So instead, they're building the vehicles without and simply allowing themselves to continue building vehicles. Given the inventory shortage that we're facing right now, it's actually more important for them to get these vehicles into dealer lots than to have all of the bells and whistles that they might normally have.
Where can we get more information?
For more information, you can visit cars.com/AMI, and there you can see the entire list of vehicles and research a lot more information about the vehicles that you might be interested in.